Ladies and gentlemen, coming up, the next talk, Escape Velocity Product and Pricing. I'd like to invite on stage Joshua Karthik, Stories by Joseph Radhik. Please give a huge round of applause for Joshua.
That's all. Okay, I'm just going to wait. Hi, everyone. While the screen's going to come on, I just wanted to actually do one round of applause for everyone who's gathered here. It's been a couple of days since everyone's here. Can we just have one round of applause for all of us? And one additional round of applause for our patience and grace and all the stuff. Everyone's actually being patient. Everyone's actually staying in the room. I love it. It's lunchtime and people haven't left and you're all here. And I want to respect that. I think one of the most important things for a speaker at a conference is for us to respect your time. I get 30 minutes with you. I want to make it worth your while. We've all prepped. We've all worked hard to come here. So I want to make it worth your while. Yeah? Okay. I think the bottom of the screen is getting cut. Let's hope we don't miss anything important. Are you all with me? Okay, one request, if you hear anything that you like, if anything connects with you, you can snap your fingers. If I make a point that makes sense to you, snap your fingers so I know that you're not sleeping because I can't see you. It's completely dark out there. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Okay, there you go. Simple. I think WB Connect, I asked them not to actually put out any agenda, nothing for me. I said, just leave it open. I'll just come and talk about something. I'm Joshua, and I want to talk to you guys about money. Is that interesting for you? Yes. It is? Okay, that's good. Can I hear the snaps? That's interesting? Okay, excellent. I had a long introduction written for me, and I want to simplify it. I'm just going to make it very simple. My brother, Joseph Radhik, and I, we founded a company 10 years ago. It's a small brand. It's called, come on, small brand, tiny. Okay, it's a small logo. I'm trying to make it work. Hopefully now. Okay. Fun. Without tech glitches, it's never going to be a fun day. Okay, oh, yes. The logos come up. Stories by Joseph Radhik. Thank you. If you haven't seen our work and if you don't know who we are, we make work like this. You must have seen our work around the web, uncredited by news organizations around the country and the world. But it's fun. We get to be part of weddings like this, which you all put up, and then we get to actually take images of these and then show this to the world, right? So from my perspective, what we do for a living is that we make exquisite, iconic wedding photos. What does that really mean in practice? It means that we've gotten to travel the world. We've actually gotten to be part of more events than most. I think it's been a very busy decade for us. We've seen all sorts of ethnicities. We've seen all sorts of cultures. I'm still waiting for the slides to turn. This is going to be fun. Maybe if I don't move around much. Let's see. Okay. A little bit of patience. It's come? Okay, that's good. Oh, it's still flipping out here. Okay, so if I just go back a little bit, the colors aren't actually showing, but we get to be part of events that are larger than life on a regular basis. We've gotten to see sets like this, all the stuff that all of you have shown us this far, even the stuff, the kind of sets that we saw in the morning today, the kind of sets that Gabriel and his team showed us yesterday. We've been part of all those events, and these are the kind of images that we've come back with. What this has meant is that, oh my God, those are not the colors, by the way. We've got about 500 million views for our photos online the last time we counted this. What this means is that when you look at any global listing of the best wedding photos of the last decade, we've been featured once, twice, 5 times, 10 times, and more, including this image right here. Our images are frequently quirky. They don't have to do just with the brides and the grooms and the sets. I think there's a lot of humor in weddings. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of heart in weddings, which is why we're all here. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with Partip, and I was saying, in one way, we can be very cynical about weddings. We can just say, it's people coming together, it's a wedding, you've seen it once, twice, you've seen it 100 times. But if you have a little bit of romance in your heart, each and every wedding is unique, each and every wedding is beautiful, it makes sense to be there, you can actually find the joy and the humor and the love in every wedding that you attend, yeah? Our work has also been used by brands around the world. Sony has used this as a television commercial. Our work has been seen in all sorts of magazines in India and around the world. Also, it's pretty cool that some of our work got shown on the Jimmy Fallon show. It's on Oprah and that kind of stuff. And I think, yeah, this, if you've seen The Big Day from Vogue on Netflix, you've also seen this wedding that we shot. So that's nice. After Seema Taparia has come here, I can't talk too much about Netflix because she owns that space. But at least I can say, I can put the Netflix logo on screen and say it's pretty cool. Okay, okay, let's move forward. I think before I get started with talking about money, I just want to tell you that we have earned the trust of our clients, which is why I feel like I can stand on this stage and share my learnings with you, right? What does it mean that we have gained the trust of our clients over the last so many years? It means that people like this have invited us to be part of their weddings. People like this have invited us to be part of their weddings. And again, I'm not trying to be celeb-centric. I'm just saying that the fact that this wedding happens once in a lifetime and they're willing to entrust us with this responsibility, I think it goes a long way and says a lot. Yeah? So I just put together some images of people that you might know, people that we all recognize from here, there, and everywhere. I really wish the colors weren't like this. Also to my friends, I said I'll show some photos of Gigi Hadid from NMAX, so I said I'll put that up as well. Okay, let's just go forward, let's just go forward. I added this image yesterday. We were looking at the images from Gabriel Arizi Labs, I don't know if they're still here, and they showed these fantastical sets that they've created, these experiences that they dreamed up, right? But in reality, when you actually go there, so this is in France, by the way. This is at a castle outside Paris. This is the reality, right? You have those experiences happening, and you also have India happening right in front of it. So it's good. It's good, I think, for us to be able to be part of this sort of an atmosphere. More faces that you might recognize, more beautiful places that we've been to. Overall, 500 weddings over the last decade, a very busy decade, so that I have a few lessons that I can share with you. And even if you've never seen any of our work, I'm guessing that you've seen this one image from like 7 years ago, right? So that's it. So that's my introduction. That's credential establishment. I hope I took only 5 minutes for that. And now let's actually start talking about money. Are you all with me? Okay. So today's topic is about escape velocity. When WV Connect came and talked to me about this, they said, what can we do that we can take away as a lesson? How can I take a lesson back from this? And how can we not do a session just about us showing our work? So maybe this might go a little bit of away in trying to do that. So I first want to start off by playing a game, right? So I want to invite 1 or 2 people on stage. Who wants to come on stage? Amar, come. And anybody else from this side? Come. Yes. Thank you. We'll play a small game because I think it's very simple. You just have to give me answers. Can I get a mic, please? It's not a competition, it's not complicated, right? But if you're taking notes, I think it's very useful because things will start changing on screen in a very rapid fashion. Okay. You have one? Okay. Okay. So, I've got Amar Ramesh here from Studio A Weddings because he's my friend. I can tell you he's from Chennai. He's an established, very well-known photographer in every part of the world. I can have your introduction.
You are all from Jaipur, Purple Grape Events.
From Jaipur, yes, thank you. Okay, so I've got an item on the screen there, right? If you were selling this, if you had a store and you had to sell it, how much would you charge for this? So we'll take an answer from here, then we'll take an answer from here, okay?
4,000.
4,000, okay? How about you?
500 rupees.
500, just keep the mic. We'll keep the mic, okay? Now, what we'll do is, in business school back in the day, one of the very interesting things that I experienced was this thing of, games, psychological games that you play, where every piece of information that's added to the case changes the story, right? So I'm going to add a few pieces of information to the screen, and we'll see if your answers will change, okay? First piece of information is, it's a stool. It's not just an image, it's a stool. Does your answer change?
No.
Does your answer change? You're at 4,000, you're at 500. Does your answer change or it's still the same? Okay. Second piece of information is, it's made from redwood bark. Okay, this is actually a forest in Southern California, and you can't actually cut down the trees. There's a government restriction. So only when a tree falls can you actually take the wood and make a piece of furniture out of it. Clear, Amar? How much would you charge for it now?
So as a client, I would say, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to sit on it. So
You're going to say
still
4,000. What do you think? It
Fine.
can't be made. It can't be made regularly. It can only be made once, whenever the tree falls. Yeah. What do you think?
Then definitely I have to charge different.
How much is that? What is different? Any answers? Anybody else while you're thinking? Sorry, 9,000.
Yeah, 9,000.
9,000. Okay, we'll go with 9,000 for this side of the room, right? So she's representing you guys. Are you all still with him? Do you think it's 4,000? 1 lakh, because you're thinking it's rare, so it's 1 lakh. Okay, your group has now upped it to 1 lakh. You guys are still at 9,000.
How much?
50,000. Okay, interesting. Okay, we'll stop. We'll stop the bidding now. 50,000 and 1 lakh.
No, it's 15 or 50?
50, they said. Okay.
50.
I'll add, so 50
50.
and 100 lakhs, okay? No, 100,000. I'm adding another one. It is sold only at a high-end furniture store in Paris. And
What is
when
the name of the store?
I'll tell you a little bit more, right? This is the kind of store in Paris that you need to get an appointment for, and it doesn't even have its name on the, outside on the street. If you don't know that the store is there, you'll walk past it. It's that kind of a high-end furniture store. What do you think the price is?
Now I'll up it up. Now I'll put a price for it, and now I would
Just
want
give me
it.
the number. Just one number. Just throw me a.
Yeah, like 1 lakh.
You are at already 1 lakh. Now, has it changed? What about you guys? Yeah. Still 1 lakh. You don't even know the store exists, right? You'd walk right past it if you didn't know. Anybody else? You think 1 is fine for you guys? We'll see. Maybe there's more information coming. Okay. So you guys are at 1 lakh.
What is the store name?
We can't tell you the store name.
No. Brand has a value.
What do you guys think? Tell me. 2 lakhs. Okay. So all of you are saying 2 lakhs. This side is 1 lakh. Now, you had positive information come up here, right? So I'll change it. Now, the next piece of information might completely invalidate what's on the screen. It might be something completely weird, okay? It's sold only at auction, right? Not only is it sold at a high-end furniture store, now it's sold at auction. People have to put up bids to actually bid on this stool. What would be the starting price if it's an auction-only stool? What do you think?
Yeah, now the value increases in my mind.
To how much?
1.5 lakhs.
1.5, just very conservative. I love it, okay? He's running the business. It's not like I'm asking him to buy it. He's like, I'll only go to 1.5 lakhs. How about you guys? You were at already 2 lakhs, right? You were at 2. Don't increase. Okay, fine. 2, 1.5. Now I'm going to add some negative information, right?
So are we going for the process of auction?
Wait. There's some negative information that's come on screen. It turns out after all this information, it's all fake news. It's actually sold at IKEA. So I went to IKEA and I looked it up and said it's a stool at IKEA. How much would you charge for it?
Now it drops down to 3,000 again.
3,000, huh? 3,000. You went to 3,000. Okay, how about you? How about you guys?
500.
500.
500.
500. Last piece of information, okay? You guys are selling on Pepper Fry, and this item is already selling on Urban Ladder at 2,000 rupees. So if you're the Pepper Fry sales manager, how much would you price this? Right? Urban Ladder Pay already it's available at 2,000 rupees. How much would you charge?
Yes, the same 2,000 or a little lesser.
2,000 or 1,999? Special price. How about you? You already decided it's 1,999. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. That was very useful. I'll take your mics back from you. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, can we get the mics back to our friends here? Thanks, Amar. Thank you so much. So you all paid attention, right? Something interesting happened here. Did I change the image of the stool at any point in time? No. What happened? The price went up, the price went down, right? Could you even verify some of this stuff that I was telling you? Could you go online and check? No. The price went up, the price went down, right? You also had a gut reaction, right? The minute you saw something, oh, it cannot be, or it has to be. You saw how you reacted the minute some keywords were dropped. You're like, oh, Paris. I saw some smiles here. Oh, Paris. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. So just stay with that idea. I want to talk about only one thing right now. For the next 5 minutes, I want to talk about one thing, which is this interesting thing. The minute I said, you're selling on Pepper Fry, and it's already on Urban Ladder at 2,000, what was the reaction? said 1999. Okay. I think most people let their peers decide their pricing. Did you get that? I think most people let the competition, the market, their peers, their equals, their collaborators decide what they have to price. The stool doesn't change, the image does not change, but then you feel compelled to either price up or price low because somebody else has said something. Yeah? And I find it really odd because pricing, marketing, all of this stuff is just psychology, right? It's all applied psychology. You're trying to apply lessons people have learned in behavioral sciences and they're applying it to us. We are reacting to it. Someone says it's 2000, you're like, maybe I'm as good as 1999. Not more than that. Maybe I'm 2005 because he said 2000, right? There's an anchor. Hello. What's your favorite sports car? Shravan. Okay, GLE AMG. Okay. So Shravan says GLE AMG. Okay. I'm assuming that Shravan's favorite car is a red GLE AMG. Shravan, letting your peers decide your pricing is like you buying the GLE AMG, proper sports car, but you don't get to control the steering wheel. Right? You just get the rest of the car. Somebody else controls it for you. It's literally like that. So every time someone tells me the competition in my city decides the price, I come from this particular city, you can't understand what I'm going through. You come from Bombay, you are living somewhere in the clouds. I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's nice. We all think we have the same story, but we all think it's unique, right? So I've got 3 big truths about pricing. So if you want to take a picture for later, you want to take notes, this is a good time once all the 3 points come up on screen. First up, and I can't stress this enough, tech issues are happening. Okay, let's see again. Okay. First up, I think you are in control, and I think we need to really internalize this message because it feels, as entrepreneurs who don't get to talk to other people about real issues like how much I'm able to charge, how much I'm earning, etc., we feel a little bit helpless because we feel like the city that we are in, the industry that we're in, the competitive nature of the market that we are in decides so much for us that we are not in control. But I'm here to just remind you that you are actually in control. It's possible to take back control. So that's one. The first thing is a reminder. The second thing is, I think price should change over time. I made this comment in the last conference I spoke at. I'm gonna go for it, okay? If you live in Bombay and you go to one of the Udupi restaurants there, if you look at their menus, they haven't changed in 10 years. It's the same thing. It's got the stains of the sambar, it's got everything, it's all there. What's sad is also that the price of the idli hasn't changed in 10 years, right? So unless you're selling idlis, I think it's okay for your price to change over time, right? Yesterday we were having a discussion about inflation and things like that. That's all high order things. I'm just saying you're not selling idlis. So can you change your price? So I can't get in and check your menu cards and I can't check when was the last time you changed them or when you updated them, but it is possible for you to change your price. So that's number 2. And number 3, I don't think the other guy knows more than you. So the Urban Ladder pepper fry example was very interesting because the minute you heard that Urban Ladder priced at 2,000, a thought gets into your head, maybe he knows how to price this. Maybe he's a smart guy, so therefore I should change my price according to him. Did you see what happened? You saw how you reacted to that, right? But in most cases, it is not proven that the other guy knows more than you, so the other guy or the other girl, right? So it is possible for you to make an effective change without actually getting sucked into this thing of saying, no, there are very smart people out there. Maybe the smarter person is you. Are you all with me so far? We're halfway through. Round of applause if you're all with me. Okay, some people are there. I think those people have just checked out. Thank you, but you're still in the room. I'm so glad. So we'll do another small exercise. This is where I want you to actually do another little bit of a thought exercise on how to think about price. Okay, so can I have you on stage, please? Hi. Okay, good. We'll get one more person we can introduce. Can we get a mic? I'm so sorry to spring this on you guys at the last minute. I should have told you. Yes. Hi. Yeah. Well, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ria. I'm from Chennai. I'm a makeup artist here for the last 5 years now.
Excellent. Yeah. Ria, it's a very simple game, okay? The game goes like this. How much would you pay for this? So Ria is on a holiday in Paris.
Oh, wow.
Right? Wow. Okay, straight from WV Connect, she's boarding the plane to Paris, from Chennai to Paris, I don't know, direct flight. Please clap, she's got a nice holiday. So, you're walking down, I think, Trocadero or something, around the Eiffel Tower, right? And you see a painter sitting there on the side, right? So the painter stops you and says, look, the Eiffel Tower is looking pretty. The sky is looking so nice. Just stop there, I'll do a small sketch. So, with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. He takes about 7 minutes to paint. How much would you pay for that?
He takes about 7 minutes to paint.
Yeah, it's a quick sketch, and he's given it to you.
7 minutes means he's really good at his work. That means experience. But he's out in the open. That means he's broke.
Interesting. You see all the okay.
Yeah. How much I would pay for this? Something not too cheap, something not too expensive, but probably at the right price.
What does it mean? We need answers. Today we're hunting for a number. What is the number that you would? You're walking around with just cash in you don't have much cash in your pocket. You have cards, right? You
Maybe
got to pay
about
something.
1,000 rupees.
20 euros, right? 20 euros.
20 euros.
20
right.
euros, fine? Sounds
Fine,
good?
okay.
Who's that guy who had his ear cut off? The painter?
Vincent Van Gogh.
Okay, so then the light shifts and you realize it's actually Vincent Van Gogh.
Oh, I'd pay a lot for that.
Okay, so interesting. So he still took only 7 minutes, and you said 20 euros first, and now you find out it's Vincent Van Gogh, and you're like, I'll pay a lot more for it. Interesting. So we'll park that thought, okay?
Sure.
I'll do one more without having you leave. Huh? Hold on. Oh, I'm supposed to have a prop with me. I'm supposed to have. Anyone's got sunglasses here? Anyone's got sunglasses here? Give me sunglasses. I'll take your sunglasses. Thank you. Thank you. We're not going to smash it, okay? It's not a magic show. Not yet. Okay. The second thing that we will do, another small game, is what is this item worth, right? I'm not going to show you much of anything. I'm just going to say it's a pair of sunglasses. What is this item worth? What do you think? I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you anything. That's the point of the game. You're saying 20,000 because you know who bought it. That's interesting. Okay, what do you say? You can't see anything here.
I think it's a very normal sunglasses. I wouldn't pay more than $1,000 for
1,000 rupees. Thank you so much. I'm not even going to ask you how much was paid for this. Thanks, Nash. Okay, thank you, Ria. Thank you. Okay, interesting. So we did 2 examples. Thank you. You can have your seat. Yeah, I'll take the mic back. Thank you, Ria. Round of applause for Ria, since we're all here. Okay. 2 examples. In the first example, she was going to pay 20 euros for a painting because it took only 7 minutes and she had only 20 euros in cash in her pocket. The minute she found out who was painting it, she said, oh, it's worth a lot more. Why? The value. What value? Why? Brand value. Who painted it? Sorry, resale value. Oh, I can even sell it again. Okay, that's interesting. Initially, she said he's got a lot of experience, which is why he painted in 7 minutes, but still it's only worth 20 euros. You saw what happened there. So it's not even your experience, it's more than that. So resale value is there, there's a brand value, there's a lot of stuff. With the pair of sunglasses, we couldn't even figure out whether it's 1,000 rupees or 20,000. I'm not going to put you on the spot and find out it's like 1 lakh, right? So we're just going to leave it there. We'll just move to the next part. We're going to say that if I were to ask anyone how you do pricing for your business, and I have spoken to hundreds of entrepreneurs so far in the last decade, and I'll tell you that everybody comes and tells me that how you do pricing is cost plus. You figure out how much things cost, and you add a percentage margin on that, correct? 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever, 30%, 40%, and all that stuff. But here, in both these examples, the final price that we landed on, 20,000 or whatever million you're going to pay for Vincent Van Gogh, didn't have anything to do with the cost of the equipment used, right? She didn't ask how much was the canvas ka price, what was the paint ka cost, etc. You didn't ask me what goes into the plastic. I just put up the sunglasses. What's the first thing you asked? What's the brand? Okay, so let's move forward. The last. Okay. So if you want to take a photo again, these are all formatted so that you can actually take a picture, you can go back and sit with your team and talk about these ideas, right? So in my experience over the last decade and the decade before that when I was working before Stories, my biggest learning has been that price is about perceived value. It's not about the cost of production. It's not about how much plastic goes into it. It's not about your Excel sheets behind the scenes that say, itne log ne kaam kiya. This morning we heard 350 people worked on the set. Ruchika, in your section, we were saying 350 people were on set and they would actually build all this stuff. So when we start making a quotation, we start to say, what is the cost elements? What are the cost elements? I have spoken abroad, I've spoken at different forums, and the number one question that Indian wedding industry participants keep asking international participants is, how do you price? How do you price? And because we start to think everything comes from cost plus. But price is not about that. Price is actually about perceived value. And if I do not have to waste your time and I have to give you something actionable, this is what I should tell you, right? Price is cost plus, of course. Minimum cost to banna chahiye. You should get back what you spend, which is why you should make an Excel sheet saying this is the project cost. But very important, pay attention to this part, is price is actually cost plus information. As you saw in the initial example that we did with the stool, right? The minute a piece of information was added to the product, your idea of the value of the product changed. Are you all with me? So I'm assuming that those who are not snapping are just writing notes. Okay, cool. Thank you. So the cost part, the first part of it, is the one that actually gets you your investment back. You have invested X, so you need to get it back. The information part is actually where you make your money. And sadly, I think that is the part where we end up making mistakes. Yeah? So what is information? What information can I give? What information should I actually look to take out and actually show the client, etc.? We'll talk about it in just a minute. I also want to draw your attention to this word that is perceived on screen, right? I've written perceived. The value that you perceive of a product or of anything that you're selling, of your service, can only be brought up by consistent telling. Consistent. And if you don't tell the story, your competitor will tell your story. If you don't tell your story, your industry will tell your story. If you don't tell your story, your city will tell your story. And then you'll again come back to the first slide, which is, I do not have control, right? So if you need to get control back, you need to control what people perceive of you, and that will only come with consistent storytelling that you have to control. Are you all with me? Yeah? Okay. Now, let's just talk about information. Again, I formatted the slide so you can take one picture and you can take it home. What kind of information, right? So I'm not going into all the details. It could be things like where it's from. It could be things like who made it. We saw it in the case of Van Gogh. It could be the case of what the history is, what the product is, how good the product is, how much better the product is. All stuff that you think you're telling people, but maybe people are not registering it. You think you're telling the customer, but maybe the customer's not registering it, right? You think you're telling them who buys it, where it is sold, how how rare it is. Did you notice in the stool example, the fact that it was sold in a Paris store changed the price? Did you see that? That's very interesting for me. That's very interesting. So I start to think, where should I be available and where should I not be available so that people can actually understand what I'm worth? Does that make sense? Right. There's more. Who else sells the exact same thing? I find it very interesting that the minute we say Pepperfry sells this, or Urban Ladder sells it, or IKEA sells it, value comes down. So your competitors, the way they conduct themselves, can also impact your price if you are seen in direct competition with them. Does that make sense? So if you need to get out of it, you'll have to find a way to get out of that segment. You need to move to the next segment. We'll talk about that in just a minute, yeah? So the cost part of it, the left-hand side, is entirely internal. How much it costs, right? All your Excel sheets, how much plastic went into the sunglasses, etc. The right side part of it is completely external. That is what consumers should be looking at. I want to address one thing, right? If you've not done a good job of educating customers, or if you've not done a good job of exposing this information to your consumers, they will want to actually get into your internal business. They will say, how much does it cost to make this? The same person who says, how much does it cost to make this, goes to Porsche and buys the Porsche from there, right? They don't go and say, how many nails you used, how much scrap metal you used. They don't ask. They're like, okay, what variations, what can I do? Because they have done a very good job of exposing the information, right? So if you find yourself in your market, in your industry, in your city, stuck in a place where consumers are coming and asking you, this should only be like 100 rupees. Why are you charging me this? The minute they're getting it, it means that they do not value the right side part of what you're trying to expose. Are you all with me? Yeah. Sorry, have they cut my mic because it's so boring? No, it's not. Okay, okay. So this is an insight that's coming from years of trying to actually sit at this problem and try to understand how to break this down for myself, right? Because at Stories, Joseph Radhik, he handles all the creative work, I handle all the business work, so this is literally my life's work. I'm looking at sheets, I'm looking at our communication, I'm looking at what people hear of us, I'm looking at what people are saying of us in the press, what kind of imagery is being put out there. I'm interested in all of this stuff. And I know that each of these things impacts my price. To the point where, if I've done my job well, nobody will come and say, "Teen photographer, ye to itna hi hona chahiye." Is that fair? So if you're in the photography space and someone says that to you, I can tell you for sure that you're not controlling the right side of the screen as well as you should. Okay, we're almost done. I don't know how much time I have. I have no idea, but I'm just going to finish. I just have a couple of reminders, okay? You all with me? Small reminder. Here we go. Your product's worth is affected by your self-worth. Does that make sense? We all carry a lot of baggage, right? From where we come from where we grew up, who we were as kids to, you know, all of it. There's a lot of stuff that we're carrying with us. In fact, yesterday, we were having a conversation about abundance and scarcity. If you've grown up in places where things were scarce, then you can't actually act as confidently as you should. So your product's worth is also being defined by your self-worth. So I love the fact that Prerna, where's Prerna, my friend, somewhere? Prerna's here. So yeah, in the conversation in the morning on stage, we were talking about how even things like getting to know yourself better is important, right? Getting to know yourself better and actually fixing yourself is important because you are defining, or you are either pushing up your product's worth or you're pulling it down. Harsh truth, but a good reminder to have because you guys gave me the stage. Okay, moving on. And finally, this is the topic of the day, which is escape velocity. So I want to quickly run through this. This is 5 minutes, and I think we can break for lunch. We will take anyone here who's in the first 3 years of their career who needs to be on stage. Put your hand up, and I'll call one person.
We are not breaking for lunch right now.
Okay, no lunch.
But,
Sorry, my bad. No lunch, guys. Okay, no lunch. Okay, anyone who's in the first 3 years of your career, put your hand up, because... Okay, come, get on stage. Okay. Let's invite her on. Okay, hi, you're from Sophia's team. Yes, Amrita, come. Yes. Okay, here. Introduce yourself, and then we'll do this little bit.
Hello. Hi, I'm Amrita from Watermark Events, Kochi.
Okay, thank you. So, first 3 years, right? Typically what happens, and this is again I'm saying that this is not stuff, I heard something in the first presentation today. They said we are not downloading anything from Pinterest or from the internet, we're creating from scratch. This slideshow is also, by the way, from scratch. Huh? It's not Google Foo, and it's not ChatGPT yet. Okay, so on the left side of the screen is a diagram I've made for people who are starting out in their careers, right? So if Amrita is starting out in the first 3 years of a career, this is what typically happens, right? You will have a center of gravity, which is, you know, where the industry is. The industry is defined as this. Hold on. It's coming. Okay. We have that circle up on screen. It's supposed to be a circle, by the way. It's a nice chapati right now. That's the industry norms for the segment. Typically, when someone like Amrita starts out in the first 1, 2, 3 years of her career, this is what happens, right? So there's an orbit around the industry saying, at this price, at this quality, we can only offer this much. It is very well put in that Hindi statement, which is, itne paise mein, itna hi milega, right? So if there's a price for what you're offering, which is wedding planning, deco services.
Decor and wedding planning both.
Deco and wedding planning. So if deco is at 100 rupees at a certain quality, you guys can't charge 200 for it. Not happening.
Yeah.
You will start out because everyone's there. Since competition is there, so competition is there. So Amrita and team will actually get there and they'll be there. Is it fun? When you start, this is how you start out. Now, in 5 years' time, so this is what I call orbital velocity, which is that, you know, you're orbiting, you're all on the same orbit, everyone's got the same quality, same price, same quality, same price. Then we come here, we're trying to talk about efficiency, trying to talk about lots of stuff, but the fact of the matter is, you're selling the same quality, so you can't charge a different price.
Yes.
Fair?
Yes.
In 5 years' time, Amrita, when you've spent 8 years in the industry, this is what we assume this is what you will want to happen with your life, right? You want to be able to go beyond the normal. This is where you talk about escape velocity. In 5 years' time, the industry norms are still there. There is a certain orbit. Everyone's doing the same quality. The competition is there. Some new competition also come in the next 5 years. So more competition is circling in the same price. And Amrita and team want to actually be up there. They want to escape. Fair, na?
Fair.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Now, the sad part is, we're all waiting for that 5-year mark when suddenly we will escape. We're all waiting for that one day when miraculously I'll wake up. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow morning it will happen. If not tomorrow, then at least next month. Next month, May 1st, it will happen, right? Yeah. So we're waiting for that one day. The problem is that it's never going to happen if you don't actually change your orbit. Is that fine?
Yes.
That is the lesson, I think. This is the lesson that I have learned over the last couple of decades of actually running a business. So what I wanted to illustrate with Amrita coming up and just saying yes to me on stage was to just humanize this story, because this can feel like it is some textbook case, but it's not. It's all of us. When we start out, we feel compelled to be who the competition is. And we are waiting for a point in time, 5 years from now, where we'll suddenly go into the next orbit. But it doesn't happen unless we actually take steps. That's all. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you for your time and for coming on stage. Thank you. So now let's land the plane, as it's called, right? We've taken the plane off. We've been flying around. We've been circling for 30 minutes. Let's land the plane and see what we have as a takeaway from all of this stuff. Since you're all here, let me try and see how I can close the loop. If I need to escape this orbit and I need to gain escape velocity, I need to recognize a couple of things. I cannot do this with the quality remaining constant, right? So what does it mean? I want to make 3 statements. 1, escape velocity is hard. If you feel like you're stuck in price and you haven't changed enough in your market, do not be discouraged. This is not meant to say that others have figured it out. Everyone is stuck at different points in different cities because it is a hard problem. But there are 3 things that I want to talk about, okay? First up, it is a long game. This is not something that happens overnight. We all want quick fixes. Everybody wants to know, like I said, today is Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, maybe tomorrow's the day. You know, I was just reading I think Mashable put out something today saying somebody bought a 49 rupee token on some betting site and they got 1.5 crores. That doesn't happen in business, ever, right? Because this is not gambling. This doesn't happen this way, so you won't have a step change like that. So it is going to take a while, so that's number 1. Number 2 is your quality must perceptibly improve. You cannot be like, I have improved quality, but my clients don't seem to understand it. It means it is not improved. Until your clients say that your quality has improved, it hasn't improved. Its perception is literally everything, right? And the third thing that I want to leave you with is that the change in orbit does not need to be massive. I think we all want to see how we'll double in price. Can I double in price? Can I triple in price, etc., right? Small changes can compound over time. And this is what I call landing the plane, because I'm going to give you a small challenge. My captive audience here who cannot escape because those doors are locked, please pay attention to the screen. Because I'm saying, if you're in 2023, right? Oh, there was a small exercise that we skipped, huh? Where did we go? Where did we go? There. What is 2 plus 3? I was supposed to ask you guys, but it had a mind of its own, right? So 2023, I was riffing on this idea, 2023. I took out the first 20. We had 23. What is that? That's 5. Last 1 minute of this session. All of you, close your eyes. Don't look at each other. Just close your eyes. And tell me, just like raise your hand if you think you can raise your prices by 5% next Monday. Don't look around. Don't look around, okay? Only so many people? No, more people are coming up. Just imagine, is it possible for me to raise my prices by 5% next Monday? Yeah? Okay, hands down. Hands down. Nobody needs to see who raised hands, who didn't raise hands. That's good. That's interesting. So what I want to do is, I want to pose a challenge. You don't know me. I don't know you. You don't have to tell me, right? No one needs to know. But this is my challenge for 2023, right? My challenge is, can we increase where the price that we're at by 5%? Does it seem like a lot? No, right? It's less than the price of inflation and petrol prices and blah, blah, etc., etc. 5%. Amar, is that a lot? 5 is tiny, na? 5% more means, I thought I'll do some math. Why take out the calculator and all? I'll only do the math, right? It means 5 lakhs for 1 crore, all the way up to 1 crore for 20 crores, okay? So if you come to WV Connect, this is the slide where you make money, right? Because if you increase prices by 5%, Ruchika, Smriti, and all my friends over there who are running the show, you've made a real impact in people's lives. Even if it is 5 lakhs for 1 crore. Yes? Possible? But while you're looking at the fact that 5% increase will mean this much in revenue terms I'll actually be able to make, what I'm looking at is something very different, right? Because it's very easy to get stuck in these numbers and say 5% to bahut paisa aayega, bahut paisa aayega. The paisa will not come if you do not do the rest of it, which is, come on, my dramatic pauses are like being slaughtered here. Right, 5% means a product that's 10% better. Nobody wants to pay more for something that's exactly the same. So if by next Monday you're able to figure out a way to say, my product is 10%, my product, service, whatever I'm selling, I have all my MC friends here, I've got, yeah, whatever it is you're selling, my photography friends here, if you can figure out a way to communicate to the customer that I'm 10% better, they'll be willing to pay you 5% more. Fair? That doesn't seem like a lot, right? I'm not challenging you to some crazy stuff. This is not like fear factor. The second part is that you'll also need to do the other part. Uh-oh. Can you hit next, please, on the slideshow? Let's come. Okay. So 5% more means a product that's 10% better, that is communicated 20% better. This is the challenge. And I think everybody gets stuck here because you're like, I want the price increase, but I'm not doing the other parts. Yeah? That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to end it with, hopefully, okay, there we go.
The white flags are up on this side.
Oh, I need to end it, is it? So, last bit is, I'm just going to say 5% more. I'm going to do a little bit of basic math and say that in the first year, you're going to land up from 100 rupees in 2023 to what? 105 next year, right? The year after that, if you do another 5%, it's what? 110. Then I sat and did the math for the rest of the decade, right? So a 5% improvement every year in price, quality, communication, etc. will take you there. And I was very struck by what the last panel discussed. They spoke about age, right? The thing that we don't seem to recognize is that we're also growing older. In 10 years' time, I think it's good if our revenue is up 63%. Do you agree? That's pretty much it. Thank you. That's been my time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Check. Joshua, while the stage is being set for the next panel discussion, Stunning South, I want to say something. You know, you reminded me that if you love your work a lot, you definitely seem passionate, and everybody loves it. Did you guys love the presentation?
Thank you.
You love your work,
Yes.
I can tell that.
Yes.
And you know, the best part was when he said, "Itne paise mein itna hi milega." All the MCs here were laughing. Wasn't that?
Thank you.
It doesn't apply all that. But another thing is a disclaimer. I am increasing my professional fee from tomorrow. You know who to blame. Thank you so much, Joshua.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful presentation today.